Today, we're transforming ordinary backyards into extraordinary Japanese Zen gardens using upcycled materials you probably already have lying around. I'm so excited to show you how to create your own peaceful retreat without breaking the bank. Before we dive in, if you're new here, I'd love for you to join our growing community by hitting that subscribe button and tapping the notification bell. And don't forget to check out the link in the description for my free PDF guide with additional Zen garden designs not covered in today's video. All right, let's create some backyard tranquility together. What makes a Japanese Zen garden? Japanese Zen gardens, or kare-sansui, have been around for centuries. They're designed as peaceful spaces for meditation and reflection. Traditional elements include carefully arranged rocks, raked gravel or sand, minimal plants, water features or representations of water, clean lines and asymmetrical balance. But don't worry, we're going to create our own interpretation using upcycled materials that capture the essence and tranquility without requiring specialized tools or expensive components. Tip number 1, planning your space. First, let's talk about location. Your Zen garden doesn't need to be huge. Even a small corner of your yard can work beautifully. Look for a relatively flat area, some natural shade if possible, a spot visible from your home so you can enjoy it even when you're inside. Now grab some paper and sketch a rough layout. Think about pathways, seating areas, and focal points. Remember, in Zen design, less is more. We're aiming for simplicity and open space that allows your mind to rest. For our upcycled approach, we'll divide the project into 5 main components: boundaries, pathways, rock arrangements, water elements, and plants. Tip number 2, creating boundaries with upcycled materials. Every garden needs definition. Here are some creative boundary ideas. First up, old wooden pallets. With some light sanding and a coat of weather-resistant stain, these make fantastic borders or fencing. I've separated mine into individual slats to create a low, horizontal fence that defines without dominating the space. Another option, repurpose bricks or concrete blocks. If you have old ones from a previous project, arrange them in a simple pattern to create a clean border. For a more natural look, collect fallen branches of similar sizes and stand them vertically, partially buried in the ground to create a rustic border. I secured mine with some garden wire on the inside. Remember, your border doesn't need to completely enclose the space. Sometimes suggesting a boundary is more effective than creating a closed-off area. Tip number 3, pathways and ground covering. The foundation of any Zen garden is the ground material. Traditionally, this would be raked gravel or sand, but we have some upcycled alternatives. For our main ground covering, I'm using pea gravel salvaged from an old garden path. If you don't have access to gravel, crushed concrete from demolition projects works wonderfully once it's been cleaned and sifted. For pathways, consider these upcycled options. Broken concrete slabs, what landscapers call urbanite, make fantastic stepping stones. Just flip them over to the smooth side and arrange them in an informal pattern. Old wooden cutting boards that are no longer food safe can be sealed with outdoor varnish and partially buried to create a stunning pathway. Wine bottles buried neck down create colorful borders for pathways. Just make sure they're securely anchored in the ground. For something really unique, old CDs create beautiful reflective stepping stones. Simply embed them in concrete or mortar in a mosaic pattern. When placing your pathways, avoid straight lines. Curved, meandering paths are more in keeping with Zen principles and invite peaceful strolling. Tip number 4, rock arrangements, the heart of Zen. In traditional Zen gardens, rocks represent mountains and islands. They're carefully positioned to create a sense of natural harmony. Let's look at some upcycled alternatives to expensive landscape stones. Broken concrete pieces can be incredibly beautiful, especially if you position them with the rough, broken edges exposed. I've assembled a group of 3 here, following the traditional Japanese principle of arranging in odd numbers. Old ceramic pots can be broken, carefully, wearing protective gear, and partially buried to create interesting formations. For larger statement pieces, consider hollowed out logs or stumps. This one came from a tree we had to remove last year. I've positioned it vertically to create a focal point. When arranging your rocks or rock alternatives, group them in 3s or 5s, varying the heights and sizes. Position your largest piece slightly off-center. Perfect symmetry isn't the goal here. Tip number 5, water elements, real or symbolic. Water brings life and movement to a garden. In Zen design, water can be actual or symbolic. For actual water features, consider this old metal wash basin makes a perfect small pond. I've sealed it with waterproof coating and added a small solar fountain from my old bird bath. Old guttering sections can create meandering streams when partially buried and sealed. For symbolic water, which is actually more traditional in Zen gardens, use your rake to create wave patterns in gravel or sand around rock formations. These ripples represent water and add beautiful texture to your garden. Old mirror pieces, carefully handled and embedded in the ground, create stunning reflective surfaces that suggest water. I've used a broken bathroom mirror with the edges carefully sanded down and secured in a bed of sand. Glass bottle bottoms, arranged in a pattern and secured with mortar, create beautiful puddles that catch the light like water. Tip number 6, plants in containers. Traditional Zen gardens use plants sparingly. For our upcycled version, old colanders and strainers make perfect planters for small arrangements of moss or succulents. Cracked teapots or mugs, especially in earthy tones, make charming homes for small plants. For larger plants, wooden crates lined with landscape fabric create beautiful raised beds. I've planted ornamental grasses in this one. Their gentle movement in the breeze adds a dynamic element. Choose plants that require minimal maintenance and have a naturally sculptural quality. Ornamental grasses, Japanese maples, if climate appropriate, moss, which can grow on rocks or in shady areas, miniature evergreens, bamboo, contained in pots to prevent spreading. Remember to keep plantings minimal. Empty space is an essential element of Zen design. Tip number 7, mindful accessories. Finally, let's add a few thoughtful touches. This old wooden ladder, sanded and stained, makes a perfect display shelf for small potted plants or lanterns. Speaking of lanterns, this one is made from an old metal can with decorative holes punched through and a solar light inside. For seating, I've repurposed this old bench by sanding it down and treating it with natural oils. Position seating to provide the best view of your garden's focal points. Wind chimes made from old cutlery or metal pipes add gentle sound that enhances the sensory experience. Putting it all together. Now let's walk through how all these elements come together. First, clear and level your space, then mark out the boundaries. Next, lay down your main ground covering. In our case, the salvaged gravel. Position your largest elements first, the main rock formations and any large plants or trees. Create your pathways, connecting different areas of the garden. Add your water feature, whether real or symbolic. Finally, place smaller plants and accessories to complete the composition. Remember to leave plenty of empty space. This ma, or negative space, is crucial in Japanese design. It gives the eye places to rest and the mind room to wander. Maintenance tips. Your upcycled Zen garden is designed to be low maintenance, but here are a few upkeep tips. Rake your gravel regularly. This isn't just for aesthetics, it's a meditative practice in itself. Remove leaves and debris to maintain the clean lines. Prune plants minimally to maintain their natural shape. Refresh your accessories seasonally to keep the space inspiring. There you have it, a beautiful, sustainable Japanese Zen garden created almost entirely from upcycled materials. The total cost for my garden was under $50, mostly for the stain and sealants. Remember, a Zen garden is never truly finished. It evolves with the seasons and with your own journey. The process of creating and maintaining it is just as important as the final result. I'd love to see your upcycled Zen garden creations. Share photos in the comments below or tag me on Instagram. If you enjoyed this DIY, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who could use a peaceful retreat in their life. Don't forget to download the free design guide using the link in the description. Until next time, happy gardening and peaceful creating.